All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. Okay. Next item is approval of the agenda for the meeting. We have 9 items on the agenda. One thing I would like to add would be changing the public hearing and meeting date from the 9th to the 10th is item number 10. Are there any other changes before we proceed? Okay, and do we have a motion to adopt the agenda with that change?
So moved.
Motion, do we have a second?
Good.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Have no awards or presentations and no one signed up to speak this evening. No old business, so we'll move directly into new business. And the first item of new business is regarding a resolution regarding sick leave. We've had this, presented this at the last work session, so before any further discussion, we have a motion on how to proceed with this.
Make a motion.
To approve. Okay, a motion to approve, we have a second.
Second.
Okay, discussion on this item? Questions? You have the number in there, 2,080, for the total number of hours that would be allowed to accumulate. It would be for 1 year worth of time to use that towards your leave. Now, that's a recommendation, I think, that we had to move that up to 1 year. You would still only be paid for 600. If you chose to be paid out for your sick time, 600 is what you would get paid for. If you wanted to use this time towards your retirement, then that would be the number that we would allow to accumulate for that.
Isn't it current, doesn't it cap at 1,200 now?
Currently, yes.
But the 2,080 will continue beyond that?
Right, you would be able to accrue over the 1,200, you would be able to accrue up to that amount.
Okay.
But if you chose, when you leave, if you chose to take the payout, you would only get paid for 600 hours as it is done now.
If you were at maximum?
Right.
Okay.
The departments where these folks decide to take this, will we be able to replace them while they're still receiving the 1 year being paid?
They won't be paid, if they choose to use their sick time, they won't actually be paid for that year. They'll begin drawing retirement immediately, and it will clear off of it just like anyone was retiring at the regular time.
Very good.
And any vacant position could be filled?
Correct, immediately.
And just to clarify, the state employees already have this right. And so their provisions and RSA is familiar with it. They know about it, so it's not like we're inventing something new. We're just actually choosing to be treated just like state employees are, and using sick leave for retirement.
Yeah.
I have one more question. Currently, if an employee tops out at 1,200, no more is accumulated, so is personnel gonna keep accumulating after 1,200?
Right.
Up to 2,080.
Okay.
As soon as this is passed, personnel will begin accumulating with that additional time. Any other questions or comments? Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve this item. Do we have, all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Okay. Next item regarding the December holiday, we discussed doing either the 24th or both the 23rd and 24th. Entertain a motion on how we want to proceed on this item before any further discussion. And of course, the 25th has already been given. So
I'll make a motion, we approve the 23rd and 24th, part of Christmas.
Second.
we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this item? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Okay. Next item is the approval of the 2014 state holidays. We have New Year's Day, January 1, and actually all the state holidays are listed here. One that we do need to consider again is New Year's Day, if we plan to do an additional day on that or not. But these are the standard holidays that were approved last year. So before I think it's the first time we've had this list. Are there any questions or comments on this list before we proceed? Technically, this doesn't have to be done until December, so if we want to take a further look at this, we can. questions or comments? Have a motion on how we want to proceed, go ahead and approve these holidays and go from there.
Make a motion, you will approve the holidays that are listed.
Okay, have a
I'll
motion,
second it.
second, any discussion? All of.
We can add two, once this is approved, that we can add two
Right.
as we choose throughout the year, correct?
We could add two or take away if we wanted, we can amend it anyway. Okay, all those in, or, I'm sorry, any other questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Okay. Next item regarding the medical expense budget amendment, Mr. Manning, could you kind of go over that again for us? I think this was brought to us at the previous work session also. I don't think we have a copy of it here. The medical expenses we're referring to deal with drug tests. That was something that was an oversight on my part. I didn't include that in the budget at the beginning of the year. How we were gonna pay for that was to increase the revenue on Fund 112 by $5,000. Like I said, last year it looked like we brought in about $50,000 more than we had budgeted. So we feel comfortable saying that that money will be there this year. And of course, in January, once we see where that's at, we may be able to increase that some more. But I'd like to say we increase that revenue stream by $5,000 and then increase this on the commission general fund by $5,000 to meet that revenue. So, any further questions or comments on that?
Tell me again where you're pulling this out of.
The revenue of Fund 112. Any other questions or comments? Okay, for further discussion, I have a motion to approve the budget amendment.
I'll make the
Motion, we have a second.
motion.
Okay. Any further discussion on this item? Okay. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Okay. Next item, motion to approve and sign a resolution for Aldart regarding a county road 500 maintenance agreement. This was something again presented to us last week, so before any further discussion, I entertain a motion to proceed with this item. Approve this resolution.
So move.
Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion on this item? Mr. White, do you have anything else to add on this?
No, sir, all this is maintenance of traffic signs, markings, and legends within the railroad, adjacent to the railroad.
For County Road 500 and also 169.
Also,
So, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. Next item, motion to approve sign resolution for County Road 169. Again, a similar agreement here with the same requirements, correct? So before further discussion, we have a motion to proceed with this item. Motion, do we have a second? Okay, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. Okay. Next item is a resolution for the yearly severe weather tax preparedness holiday. I don't see that in there, okay. This was again presented to us last week at the work session, so before further discussion, entertain a motion to approve this item.
I'll make the motion.
Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on this item? We talked about making this a continuing thing.
It is.
It is a continuing thing, okay, in the resolution, okay. All right. So, any further questions or comments on that? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. Okay, next item is appointment to the vacant position of Mountain Lake Behavioral Health Care Board. We've had, we have 3 openings on this position. We've had one that has applied, Michael Thomas, and I think he's here with us this evening. So at this time, we'll open the floor to, we'll place his name out, and if there are any other nominations, before we proceed with the vote. Any other nominations? Any other nominations, okay? So entertain a motion then to approve Mr. Thomas for appointment to this board. Again, there are 2 other positions still vacant on this that we'll need to continue to pursue. Entertain a motion for this appointment.
So moved.
Motion, we have a second.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on this item?
Length of appointment,
This is a 6-year term, however, it's filling a vacancy, and I'll have to get the exact years. I think it remains 3 years left on this particular appointment. I'll take a look at that and get that to you.
Do we currently have, people serving that, reappointed or?
No, we have 5 appointments. Actually, we're joint, this is a joint venture between Jackson and Marshall County. Marshall has 5, we have 5. Currently, Marshall has their 5. We have 2 serving now. 3 had stopped, over time submitted their resignation, so we need to get those positions filled. Any other questions or comments? Okay, we have a motion and second. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. Congratulations, Mr. Fox. Okay, next item, motion to approve amendment number 1, the sub-award between the Nature Conservancy and the Jackson County regarding bridge replacement. Could you explain this again to us, Mr. Wiley?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. This involves if y'all recall, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife contributed an amount of $104,848. Corps of Engineers was contributing $45,162 for a total of $150,000 towards the Eston Fork project on County Road 140. And what this involves is the $104,848 from Fish and Wildlife Service. TVA is also wanting to participate and be a part of that $104,000. I don't know what part. It's not any additional money, but we just need to amend the sub-award, recognizing that this $104,000 will be coming from Fish and Wildlife and/or TVA funds, and that's the only change to it.
Do you have any questions or comments on that? It's changing where the funds are coming from, right?
Yes, it's just like that. We need, one more thing, we need somebody authorized to sign, either myself or the chairman needs to be authorized to sign this part of the motion.
Any other questions or comments before we proceed? Have a motion, authorize the signature on that and move forward with this.
Make the motion. Chairman,
Okay, do we have a second? Second. Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Okay, and the final item is a public hearing and a meeting on the 10th. Currently, we're scheduled to have our meeting on the 9th. Possibility, I think, of a couple of us being out that night, so I'd like to ask that we move the public hearing for County Road 96 as well as our meeting to the 10th. That's Tuesday, December 10th at 5 p.m. Any questions or comments on that? Do you have a motion to proceed with that change?
so moved.
Motion, we have a second.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. Okay. That concludes the items on our agenda. I would like to invite the commissioners next Monday, or Tuesday, the 19th, there's a meeting with the Mountain Lakes Healthcare Behavioral Healthcare Board. It's going to be here in town. So anyone that would like to attend that, I think it'd be good to have some information on what that board does, and I think that'll be the first board to get to serve with Mr. Thomas, so we'll look at that.
What time will that be?
I think it's at 6 p.m. Let me check on that. It is at 5:30 p.m. And it's at their facility there behind the hospital. Okay. Mr. Manning, anything? Nothing? Okay. Mr. White?
One thing regarding County Road 96, I talked to the chairman last week, and we decided that we went up today and put signs up on that portion of 96 that's going, they're asking to vacate, let them know that what's going on, so if people, a lot of times here, get the paper, we agree to paper. So we've done that. We've also put on there to contact the Public Works Department and written or verbal comments, and we'll keep a log of that, and we'll have that ready when we have a public hearing, if there's anybody for or against it, so we just want to make y'all aware of that. That's all I got.
Thank you. Chief Deputy?
Just a couple things. I know you'll be glad to know that all the work Mr. Deputy Williams did on the radiation machines has all come to fruition now. It's, we've got a registration number now, so we are in compliance. Also, I commend you on the appointment of Mr. Thomas to the Mental Health Board. As you know, we're having a lot of issues right now with mental health, and I don't know what's going on, but maybe we can address those problems, and I think he can help us with that. And there was one other thing. Oh, can I ask a question about the sick leave issue? If you take off a year, basically you're taking off a year, who pays the retirement for that year?
It's through state retirement. Just if you were to retire today, if you were eligible to retire today, the process would be the very same as if you take that year, the process is going to be the
So
same.
you don't have to pay that year's retirement in?
Right.
Okay.
The way I understand it.
Okay, that was my only concern about that.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, Mr. Moore?
No, sir.
Mr. Gaffney?
No, sir.
Mr. Gabbard?
No, sir.
Mr. Lee?
No, sir.
Mr. Porter? All right. That concludes the items on our agenda, so entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no.